Hi guys, today I'm here on a Friday, but it's not a Tiffany's Tell All. I want to address my last video in regards to Patreon and merch. If you don't want to hear about this, I want to tell you right now to click off this video because I know a lot of people are getting sick and tired of hearing about Patreon and merch and the money aspect of YouTube. So if you're one of those people, just click off. You don't have to watch this video, but this is for my loyal subscribers and people that are genuinely curious. So anyways, if you haven't seen that video and you are curious about it, go check it out. I'll have it linked in the iCard. But basically, the reason why I did that video is because I want to be brutally honest with you guys. I want to be real, and I want to show you my real emotions and my real situations in life and what we go through as a family. I wanted to get your genuine opinion about something and have you guys involved as much as possible on my channel, because you guys are the ones that keep my channel going. With that being said, I am the sole creator of this channel and I do things for certain reasons. Hence the name of this channel, Our Lives, Our Reasons, Our Sanity. That explains my whole channel. We do things because it's our life and we choose the reasons to do it that way, and that is why we stay sane. That is why who we are, and just all of the above. So I wanted to incorporate that into this video because this is our channel. This is something that we feel strongly about, that we will never change the way we live or do things just because of someone saying to do it a different way. I just want to start off by saying I can't thank you enough for providing your opinions on that video, for doing the poll, and answering what you think we should go, where we should go from here. And I just want to kind of elaborate on that video a little bit more because certain people were confused about the whole situation. So I just want to start and tell you that I am not going anywhere off of YouTube. I love doing YouTube and I will not stop. I will be continuing to do my 2 videos per week. Whether I get paid for those or not, I will do those videos. That is something that I feel very strongly about, that I've always felt very strongly about, that I will do these videos no matter what. I have amazing viewers, the ones that are supporting us 100% in anything that we do and genuinely enjoy watching us no matter what we post. The reason why we started YouTube is because I enjoyed doing YouTube. I enjoyed watching YouTube. I wanted to educate people about Michaela, and I was hoping that in the future I could make some sort of income off of YouTube. I did YouTube for 4 years without being paid a penny, and that is because I enjoyed it. I wanted to make sure that I would continue to do it without being paid, and I think 4 years is a substantial amount of time for someone to commit to something without being paid for it. So I feel like I've done my time without being paid, and I'm completely okay with the new policies on YouTube and with not getting paid as much and YouTube not providing an income that they once did. But it doesn't mean that I have to stop trying to make an income for myself in any way, shape, or form. Patreon and merch were simply an add-on to my YouTube to help provide for my family. There were a few mean comments about how Kyle should go out and get a better job and he should provide for his family. And I can say that he does. He has been. He has been from the very second I knew I was pregnant with Michaela at 17 years old. He went out, went to college, got his diploma, and went and started working. Ever since the second we found out we were pregnant. So he has provided for us for all those years, and YouTube was my way of being able to provide for our family, whether that be, you know, just a few extracurricular activities for Damien, or, you know, doing something that we normally wouldn't get to do because Kyle provides for bills and bills only, and then there's nothing left over. So for me to provide extracurricular activities for Damien, and that to me is worth more than anything. Oh, I didn't want to cry. But I just wanted to say that some of you, or most of you, were very understanding and supportive of this situation and our situation and our YouTube channel. But there were some of you that were very rude and unsupportive, and I completely understand everybody is going to have a different opinion. Most of you understand that I can't simply just go out and work, whether that be a retail job as a cashier or an office job or anything, basically. With Michaela, it is next to impossible to go and get a job. I stay home with Michaela because I can provide the best care that she needs at home. If I was to send her to somewhere, it would cost me more than what I would make going to work, to not be with her, to not care for her correctly. And I know a lot of you, most of you, understand that situation. Some of you are even in the same situation. Some of you do understand what it's like to go to work and have a child with disabilities and have to send them to wherever. Whatever the situation is, it's solely based on the family specifically, and our way of making sure that our children are cared for is under our own supervision. With Michaela, like I said, I will never send her to school, and that's just because I know that she would probably not live past 10 if we did. She would not get the care that she needs. She would end up very sick all the time, and at home she doesn't. She's very healthy. She gets a cold here and there, and you know, we've had a few hardships along the way, but we have found what works to care for her at home. So with that being said, the main reason why I started was because, yes, I want to educate people, and I feel like YouTube was a platform to do that and get our word out about Michaela's situation or our family situation or whatever. But it was in hopes that I could help provide, because 5 years ago, that's what YouTube was. YouTube was becoming a career path, whether that be you make money off the actual videos or somebody found you and you were able to do other things like go work with certain people in the entertainment industry or education industry or whatever. So I didn't know what YouTube was going to come of. I hoped that I could make some sort of income and provide for our family. I didn't realize how emotional I would get with talking about this topic. Obviously it's not easy, and I just want to say that I don't want you guys to feel sympathy for us. I don't want you to feel bad for us. I don't want you to be like, oh, poor them. That is not what we're about. I am usually a very positive person, and would like to think I'm a strong person, but there are some things that we struggle with, and finances is one of those things sometimes. Last year, with my YouTube, it was incredible. It was one of the best years of our lives. Being able to go camping often and enjoying some time away from just life in general, but yet still being able to do what we love with YouTube. So now that kind of all that is out of the way, I wanted to actually talk about the actual results of the poll or the comment section about where we should go from here. and for the most part, 75% of you were very kind and very understanding about our situation, and were very respectful of the situation. However, there were about 25% that were very mean, but I'm not going to talk about those. So I wanted to talk about the actual numbers of what people thought. About 50% of you wanted to see us either do Patreon or merch, with merch being on the higher end. I got a lot of comments saying that you would purchase merch and you think merch would be a great idea. Patreon was definitely on the lower end, which is completely understandable, and I 100% agree with that. That is why I wanted your opinion in the first place, because I don't want to start something that you guys aren't going to support me in. So merch was definitely my number one poll answer. There was about 47 or 45% when I last looked that merch was on the top, and then the next was definitely nothing at all. There was a lot of you that just thought I should basically ride out YouTube and see how it goes. But there was also people who plain and simply said, no, I will not pay for merch. I will not pay for Patreon, which is totally fine. And then there was some of you that suggested other things, like a GoFundMe page, or opening a PO box, and changing the way we are filming or creating content. So number one, GoFundMe, I feel like is plain and simple, just asking for money with nothing in return. I don't feel like that is a business tactic. I feel like that is a donation purpose. If Michaela was sick and we were in hospital and needed to pay for something, GoFundMe page is a way to do that and receive donations. I don't think GoFundMe is a way of business. As for a PO box, I have been struggling with this idea for the last year, and I am trying to find an avenue of a way that I can do it. And the reason being is because we live in a small town, and the address that I would have to use is very specific, and I don't need my personal address out in the world. I am very protective over my family, and I am not willing to put them at risk just for a PO box. So I'm trying to find a way that I can receive mail in a PO box without having my personal information out there. It's something that we're still trying to work on and figure out the kinks. And eventually, yeah, I'm hoping to open a PO box in the future. Now, as for changing our channel and changing the format, changing the type of videos we do, adding new videos, taking away videos, that type of thing, my channel is the way it's been for 5 years. I do things the way that I see fit. I post something when something is going on. If there's nothing to post about, I won't post about anything. A lot of you have mentioned that Michaela isn't in many videos recently, and that's because there's nothing to talk about. There is something in the future, near future, about something that we're doing with Michaela. It just hasn't fully been completed yet, so I can't do a video on something until I know all the information about it. So there are videos coming of her. It's just, it's downtime, it's winter time, we don't go out much, there's not much going on, so there's really not much to post about. Now, as for other type of content like DIY videos and makeup tutorials and certain things like that, that isn't what my channel is about. I did my one makeup routine, and that is because that is what I do for my makeup. Every single time I put makeup on, that's what I do. I very rarely go out to somewhere fancy and need to do extra makeup. So I'm not interested in makeup tutorials. I'm not a good makeup artist or whatever. There are people out there on YouTube for that specific reason. If you're looking for makeup tutorials, there are plenty of people that do that for YouTube. So I just wanted to say that's not me, and that's not what my channel is about. My channel is family based with the hopes of educating people about Michaela's condition and our situation. And then as for like, you know, DIY videos, there are things that I do that I don't show on camera. And that's because sometimes it's hard to film what you're doing. A lot of the times when I was working out in the garage, it was late at night, dark lighting, I was just cold, and my camera wouldn't even work in the conditions. And I'm just solely focused on that task at hand because it's something that I needed to achieve. It wasn't for educational purposes. I know I'm rambling, but I want you guys to get a feel for what our channel is. When my channel blew up, I believe most of you came from either Michaela's routine video, her bathing routine video, or one of her sick kids videos. And a lot of you are saying that she's not in the videos lately. However, if you go back to when before that video, Michaela's routine, her daily routine, you will see that Michaela's not in every video. She wasn't always shown constantly. That just happened to be the video that went viral and that people came to our channel for. Luckily, a lot of you subscribed and were interested in our whole family and situation. However, I know there are people out there that were just mainly here for the concern of Michaela. But once again, our channel is not solely based on Michaela. It's about our family situation. So going from here, I just want to let you know that I am not going anywhere on YouTube. Once again, I'm doing my 2 videos per week, whether I get paid or not. Patreon and merch was simply an extra add-on that if people were really into our content, that maybe they would be willing to support us in something like that. I didn't want to just start up a Patreon page and start blowing it up all over my channel because I wanted your honest opinions about it. And by the looks of it, I will not be starting a Patreon page as of right now, maybe in the near future, but it doesn't look like something that will be worth my effort and time for the amount of people that would support us in that. Merch is definitely something that I'm going to be continuing to look into because more than 50% of you said that you would be interested in that. I would have to come up with a complete design and decide what we would want on our merchandise. So I would also have to figure out the kinks about running a merch site and all of the legalities of it and the shipping of it. A lot of you expressed your concerns about the shipping costs, and I totally understand. Being in Canada, you know, it's not as easy even for us to purchase merch from the US. Going back and forth from Canada, it's definitely different than just solely, say, US based merchandise. And if you're buying in the US and selling in the US, it's a lot easier because you're not dealing with going through a different country. But because we are in Canada, there are different, you know, shipping costs. However, I do want to find something that is cost effective. Like I said in my last video, I will not sell something that I think I wouldn't pay for. It has to be in a price range that I feel people will buy, and that's because I know I wouldn't spend, you know, say $30 on a t-shirt. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. However, I feel like anything $20 and under for a licensed or specific t-shirt brand is a reasonable cost. So I definitely will be looking into merch a lot more, finding maybe a merch site that I can trust and build something off of. And yeah, merch is one of those things where it is usually a one-time thing. People will buy a t-shirt and then they'll be done with it. But I feel like it's a way of providing to you guys, giving something back to you, because you have the ability to have something physically in your hand, whereas Patreon, you're just receiving content and then maybe a few perks along the way. You know, with Patreon, you can add in those extra physical perks, but with a merchandise site, people get to choose exactly what they want physically. So anyways, I think that is all for this video. It was definitely not an easy one to film. Again, I appreciate all your support and comments and feedback. It truly means a lot to us, for those of you who support us, to understand our situation and continue to support us. I try to be as open and honest with you guys and have you involved with my channel and what goes on my channel. And I just wanted to mention that I also noticed a lot of people were saying, you know, live streams are something that you'd be interested in, and I definitely want to start doing that. Hopefully if Kyle will sit down with me, we can do a live stream, see how it goes, and you never know, it might be a weekly thing that we do. So we'll see. Again, thank you so much. I love you all. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.